Hello, my students, 8th grade. Welcome again to English classes. For today, inshallah, we're going to continue our lessons from unit number 8, and today's lesson is language focus 2. For today, we're going to have two outcomes. The first one is to learn to plus adjectives. The second one is to learn not to plus adjective plus enough. So you need to open your student book page 89 and your workbook page 80. Let's start with to plus adjective. We use to plus adjective to say something is more than we want or we need، أي للتحدث عن أشياء أكثر مما نحتاج أو أكثر مما نطلب. For example, the dog is too big to sit on that chair, so it is more than we need or more than we want, that it is too big to sit on this chair. To goes before the adjective, so here pay attention to its position. It comes before the adjective. For example, we're too tired to walk. We can use to plus infinitive after to plus adjective. For example, it's too cold to swim in the lake. Here we can use to plus the adjective here, and we can follow to plus the adjective with to with infinitive verb to swim. So it's too cold to swim in the lake, and there is a big difference between to and to. To here is a preposition. It is not like this one, and to here is followed with an infinitive verb, whereas to here it is followed with an adjective. Not adjective plus enough. We often use not plus adjective plus enough to say something is less than we need or less than we want، أي أقل مما نحتاج أو أقل مما نطلب. For example, I am not old enough to see that film, and look here to the order of the words. We put not, it is optional, you can put not or you can't put not according to the context. Then you put the adjective, then you put enough. I am not old enough to see that film, and pay attention that enough goes after the adjective, not like the other one or to here, it comes before the adjective. No, enough goes after the adjective. So it is not cold enough to snow. We can't say it is not enough cold. No, enough should come after the adjective. We can also use to plus infinitive after not adjective enough. For example, it is warm enough to go swimming. So we put not, it is optional, then we put the adjective, then enough, then we can put to plus infinitive verb after that according to the context. In the affirmative, my sister can take my dad's car. She's old enough to drive. So we put the adjective and we put enough. Here it is affirmative because we didn't use not. In the negative form, can you write the date on the board? I am not tall enough to write at the top. So here we have not, then the adjective tall, then enough, and also here it is followed with to plus infinitive. Now let us move to the exercises that we have in the in the student book. Exercise number 1. Complete the examples from the listening on page 88. Number 1. It was too cold to take off our coats. It was too embarrassed to look. Question number 2. Complete the sentences with to plus adjective plus infinitive. Use the adjectives in the box. So here we're going to complete the sentences that we have with to plus adjective and to plus infinitive. In other words, you're going to put to plus adjective plus to preposition plus infinitive verb. For example, number 1, I'm not going into the sea. It's too cold to swim, and pay attention here to the order. Number 2, it's time for bed. It's too late to watch TV. Number 3, I'm sorry, but the children are too small to ride that horse. Number 4, it's 40 centigrades today. It's too hot to play tennis. And here are the rest of the items. The second part is about not adjective plus enough. Complete the examples from the listening on page 88. The test was easy, enough for everyone to pass. In the negative, one of the little monkeys wasn't tall enough to get to the table. Exercise number 4. Complete the sentences with not, which is optional, enough, and the adjective in brackets. Number 1. We can't eat in the garden because it is not warm enough to sit outside. Number 2. You can't go to the disco because you are not old enough to get in. Number 3. We don't need to go by car because it is close enough to walk, and here are the rest of the items. In the get it right section, use to before the adjective I am too young to see the film. Use enough after the adjective I am not old enough to see the film. Exercise number 5. Choose the correct words to complete the sentences and pay attention to the context and the meaning here. Number 1. Don't go in the sea. It is not dangerous enough, or it is too dangerous to swim today. It is too dangerous. Number 2. You can't move that box on your own. You aren't strong enough to carry it. Number 3. My sister's staying at home today. She is not well enough to go to school. Number 4. I'm going to bed. I am too tired to watch the film, and here are the rest of the items. Exercise number 6, we're going to order the words to make questions. Number 2. Have you ever been too tired to go out? Number 3. Were you hungry enough to have a big breakfast? 4. Are you strong enough to carry a friend? And here are the rest of the items. Now let us move to the workbook exercise number 1. Circle the correct words in the grammar table. We use to plus adjective when we want to say something is more than we want or need it to be. Its meaning is usually negative. أي سلبي أو مبالغ فيه. Exercise number 2. Put the words in order to make sentences. We're going to order these words to form sentences. Number 1. I was too embarrassed to talk to her. Number 2. Noel was too surprised to say anything. Adam was too upset to call me. This bag is too heavy to carry. Exercise number 3. Circle the correct words in the grammar table. Enough always comes after an adjective. We use it to say that we have as much as we want or need. Question number 4. Complete the sentences with the adjectives in the box. Here we have 6 sentences. We're going to complete these sentences with the adjectives that we have here in the box: warm, cool, tall, old, fast, and strong. Number 1. I'm not old enough to learn to drive. I'm only 13. Number 2. The plastic bag isn't strong enough to hold all these vegetables. Number 3. Do you think the tea is cool enough to drink now? 4. I hate my computer. It isn't fast enough to play videos on the internet. And here are the rest of the items. Exercise number 5. Rewrite the sentences with the opposite adjectives and too or enough. For example, you were too late to see the start of the football match. We're going to put it in the opposite way. You weren't early enough to see the start of the football match. Number 2. This work is too bad to pass the exam. This work isn't good enough to pass the exam. Number 3. My flat isn't big enough for a party. My flat is too small for a party. And here are the rest of the items. This is all that I have for today, my student. I hope you took notes and have a nice day.